Hello and welcome to the O.V.G.C podcast, episode 11. I am your host, Soul Zane, and with me as usual is, please introduce yourselves all at once.
I'm Matt.
Perfect.
We're a little off on our timing, Jeff, but we'll get there.
Next time.
SD Convoy, Jeff, and Willow, as usual, Matt. So, welcome,
This is
guys.
like the first time you had us introduce ourselves.
I know.
You usually do it for us.
Yeah, it's because I'm such a gentleman. But today is a special day as we're talking about Super Smash Brothers. So, yeah. So it was fun playing a fighting game, especially a good fighting game like Smash Brothers for our monthly game this last month.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really neat that we can kind of come up with ways to make games work that aren't start to finish type thing. You know, begin a game, get to credits, and to be able to play a fighting game and come up with a good way to get through it and play it and finish it in a way that we feel completes it. I think is pretty cool, and that, in my opinion, can help put Melee on that list too for the future if anybody's interested.
We're just going to go through the whole series now.
I'm pretty sure we have to stop at Melee by law.
No, we could go to Brawl, couldn't we?
No, we
that
don't
was
have
Wii.
the Wii. We don't have the Wii in the list. The
Wii's not included.
Wii's not included in our stuff.
No Wii.
No, I'm sorry. My phone is exploding. So, Matt, you went through
Hi.
one time, right?
It was like one or twice. I played through as my boy, my Poyo, my pink man, my guy.
The best pink boy out there.
Right?
Did you play much besides just like a total round, or and can you tell us a bit about how you feel about going to playing this game control wise versus what you may have used to remember it by?
That was pretty much the same. I think the biggest thing was it's slower, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's like a lot of 64 games that you just jump back on. And you're like, wow, I don't remember it running at like 15 FPS. This was like the 60 of my day, that 120, 90 hertz.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was exactly the same way I remember it. It's still Smash for 64. I remember all the hours I put in as a kid on it. So,
Same.
So you didn't find anything like it didn't feel like old or dated to you too much. It just was just like, yeah, this is what Smash was.
yeah, it was pretty much that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this is OG Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like the limits on characters was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Just to think about how many are in there now compared to like, what was it, like the 12 that you can get?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 12. So versus what, 100 something in
And,
Ultimate?
like, was growing.
Yeah, constantly. Did you end up doing any of the other challenge stuff, target tests or anything like that, just for the heck of it, or?
I did everything in the typical run.
Okay.
I failed the target test. I got the dash, the race to the goal. I got that. And then I failed everything else.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, very good. At least you gave it a
yeah.
good college try. Look at that. You
Hey,
see how that
I
Mario-
technically, I beat the game. I ran through one session with a character. I saw the credits ran.
I mean,
Counts.
I think it counts.
Give me my 1,000 points.
I'll give you your points when we finish. I'm sorry. You should have posted a screenshot.
We need to do it live. Show me the points.
Actually,
Do it live. Give me those points now.
Honestly,
boy.
what? That would take like what, 10 minutes to run through it again?
I can click the thing, but I don't feel like changing my video setup. So, yeah. Let's play. We play versus
First mode against Team CPU.
Yeah.
Mm, No,
We
I
did
don't think
not.
I
I didn't
did.
do any of that. But I did go. I did go to Jeff's and play with him for a little bit, and it was actually playing against a human opponent was actually a lot more fun than playing against all the PC opponents.
So much better. So much better.
Everything felt really good. Being able to play with original hardware too versus playing with your Mister Jeff
Mm-hmm.
felt better too, comparatively. But I think that was the Bluetooth controllers we were using that was kind of the issue, right?
Yeah, input lag,
Probably a
dropping
little bit of
inputs.
latency.
Yeah.
Well, we also had all 4 of them hooked up to one Bluetooth dongle on it, so it might have worked better with just one controller, or probably wired controller would be the best, obviously.
That poor dongle.
Yeah.
The poor dongle, taking it from 4 controllers.
Oh no.
I still love how they were able to make this game in general. Just like, even though it's all janky and kind of weird, but I mean, they took all the music and redid it in the N64. They didn't use sound files or anything like that. You had original sprites for everything too that they just kind of managed, and it's one of those games where people were just like, why can't Samus be on N64? You know, a whole console she skipped entirely, right? You know, and then the Link model was its own model for this too. It wasn't even the Ocarina of Time model, which they could have just used, right? And you know, I feel like Break the Targets too, one of those things that I wish they would come back with. I love all the music, the sounds, the announcer for this one. I love Break the Targets, you know, just anything he says, or race to the finish. You know, he's so intense. Yeah.
There's probably like 90% of that fucking cartridge.
All voice clip.
I had a lot of fun going back to it, playing all the characters. I think I still, though, was so used to charge smashes from games later on that I could never get back into it, because the over smash versus tilt attacks were always messing with me, and I couldn't ever like combo well. Certain things that I take advantage of now, like aerial grabs, and then for items, as well as like standing dodges, like hitting down and being able to do that side dodge thing that they introduced into Melee. I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I'm glad that this has a lot like that spawned the other game in the other games, but like it's just, I'm so glad it changed for the better for everything else.
Got used to those modern quality of lives.
I do miss the point systems though at the end, like all the points, like this is for no using items and whatever else, you know. Just I did like that stuff.
I thought they still had that.
They,
like, you can see it like in the list. I'm pretty sure that was in like Melee and Brawl.
I don't think that's in Melee. Is it? I could be
Because it's like more hidden. I think it's just more hidden this time because everyone's so quick to just start a next round.
Could be. I don't remember. I haven't played either of those games recently. So, but if anybody else knows or has an opinion on it, let me know. I'm curious to see, because I do like that. I do like the scoring system in Smash Brothers. Yeah, gameplay wise, mechanics, stuff like that. Jeff, what do you think? What do you think about it? Because I know you put in a lot of time into it too, or at least as much as I did.
I did on the Mister with just the one controller. Started from brand new save file. I was not going to blow away my childhood file with all my Versus records and stuff on it.
Yes,
come on, man.
Likewise.
Sorry.
I use the EverDrive.
No, it was a good reminder of. I think there's a lot of gameplay elements that obviously are unchanged up until Ultimate. Like the core gameplay is there. Like it's still Smash Brothers. But having this literally side by side with the Melee, you know, just change the inputs on my TV when I've got the GameCube and the N64 going. It's such a big leap when you hit Melee. And then from there on, there's some incremental improvements or, you know, downgrades, if depending on who you are. But no, it was really enjoyable to kind of go back to the OG, the original, and kind of seeing how different it is from, you know, modern Smash Melee forward. I guess, yeah, you had like the Smash balls, but other than that, like it's been kind of the same game overall since Melee. So I did like and we talked about this yesterday, the unique character intros.
Oh yeah, that's right.
like how Mario comes out of the pipe, and then
Kirby
I guess
drops from a
Kirby's just
warp
falling
star.
out of the
Well,
sky when he's a multiplayer.
he's supposed to land as a warp star, and yeah,
Yep.
I loved that.
Samus coming out of the teleporter, I think.
Yep.
Captain Falcon arriving on the Blue Falcon. Like, there's some cool personality in this game that I miss. I think we talked about it in the chat, but even like the box art and the manual, like the unique art style for this game, like it had its own identity, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Whereas
promotion
I miss
for
manuals.
Whereas now it's like Smash Brothers is kind of like, here is Nintendo's current art style interpretation of every single character. Whereas like I think it was a little bit more cohesive maybe in this game, just because the lower quality, obviously visuals kind of help, the low poly art style, and then kind of drawing everything in the manuals in that cartoony art style. I think it was like, it gave it a good identity.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even think about that, how the newer games kind of don't have a art style identity. It's just this is the most hardcore interpretation of these characters we can come up with. Like Mega Man versus like Kirby or something like that, you know what I mean? Where they're just, where Kirby's literally saving the dang world. you know. But overall, I feel like there was a lot of potential for this game to have had some sort of earlier sequel than even Melee. But Melee was still a launch game, and I feel like this game probably could have done. I feel like they could have done even more with this one, or if they even go back to this style of more simplistic Smash Brothers games, would be kind of nice to see.
That's why I got the modding community for Melee.
Yes, it's so.
Well, and I'm pretty sure there's some modded versions of even the original one here, isn't there?
Sure, probably adding other characters or something.
That might be fun to look into, to see what types of other modded Super Smash Brothers games are.
Smash 64 mod. Smash Remix. Yeah, that's the one I've heard of.
Okay. Because that would be
character selection screen. Let me kind of click on this and see.
Well, if you find a good link or something or a download, throw it in the Super Smash Brothers chat so people could take a look at it. I'd be curious to see what the community has done with it. With Smash Brothers being such a huge thing, I couldn't see this not being fun or good or enjoyable in some way that we could kind of do as a group.
85 stages, dang!
Holy cow, they're really going for it.
This would be fun on your flash cart, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we throw it on the EverDrive and do it that way, dude. That would be sick.
There you go.
I would love that. We should definitely. I'll definitely look into it.
Okay,
they got crazy characters in there.
Post a link in there. Maybe I'll pin it. Yeah, not too many people ended up playing through this though, and I feel that's just because the N64 for Smash Brothers specifically is just not accessible. Isn't that wild? I mean, yes, we can play it on a PC, right, as a download. I suppose, but a lot of the way people in the group emulate isn't through PC too.
Yep. And I was gonna say N64 emulation is still kind of wonky.
Yeah, I think the best emulation I ever did with N64 was Quest 64 on my PC, and even then it still wasn't as fun. Just because the 3-prong Trident controller is just, I don't know, I like it. I like it too much versus playing it on a PC. So, but yeah, so Super Smash Brothers, it was a good pick. I feel like it was a little short. I didn't really get to enjoy it as much as I wanted to, and I didn't really feel myself going back to it after I finished it. I was just like, yeah, I'm done, and my kids didn't really play it with me, so I probably won't pick it up again unless people are just like, oh my gosh, Smash Brothers, like, let's check it out. Yeah, so I don't know.
When you have a party at your house.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's good for in-person multiplayer. Like it's a party game.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Grendel's the one who picked it. I hope he got to play through it. I don't think he did, though. I'm watching you on the chat, man. But it did give people time to play through Persona 4, which was great. So.
That's
Dude, I
true.
bought that for the Steam Deck, and I hadn't even turned it on.
Oh, you still have time.
You don't know what you're missing, man. You have 1 month
I've played
left.
Personas.
You have 1 month.
I have it on the Vita. That's where I started.
I will.
That's how I played it.
I'm gonna come to your house.
Do it.
Man. Now I gotta do
Come on.
it.
Yeah. Drive down there. Drive down from Alpena. Do it.
Yeah, don't tell people where I live. But my I was hoping we'd get more activity out of this one, but that's okay. So yeah, I get doxxed. Thanks. Maybe Grendel, we could play it together sometime. That'll be more fun. But yeah, Smash
You're gonna
Brothers.
play Persona together?
So I'm not. I'll watch.
As far as N64 games go, this is like top 5 still. I mean, even with like the low involvement with the crew this time, like no, it's still a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Still Smash.
Still would. I mean Smash. All right.
There it is. There we go.
So let's move on to our Game of the Month choices. So we don't have a ton of Game of the Month choices right now, because a lot of people seconded stuff and thirded my choice. But I'm pretty excited for how this is.
Stop having a good choice.
I guess I just threw it on there because I was like, when is somebody gonna suggest it? I was like, well, if nobody's gonna do it, it'll be me. But so I figured I would. But Pikmin 1, first Pikmin game. How many times have we had this on the list? It's such a good game. It'd be so fun to just.
This is like the third
chill
time,
and
isn't
play.
it?
I think so. Third or fourth time Pikmin's been on the list. Really,
It's gonna become our own inside meme of how many times Pikmin's gonna get on there and then not get picked.
Oh my gosh!
It's not going to get picked this month, is it?
I hope it's
Pikmin not getting picked.
not getting Pikmin.
Pigs.
And I
alright.
still have not beaten this game
The
ever.
longer it waits, the more it'll just turn into a flower. You haven't beaten it? That surprises me, actually.
I've only beaten 3 and 4.
Oh wow!
I've beaten 0
okay.
Pikmins.
Ooh, this might be a good one then.
Yeah, actually, you would. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised about that too. You would love Pikmin, man. I feel like this.
I was playing 4. I just got bored. It was like during Christmas break, and then there was a bunch of other games I got, and I was like, okay.
4 is phenomenal. I love 4 when it comes to Pikmin games, but I feel like the context of 4 matters more when you play Pikmin 1, because there is a bunch of references to Pikmin 1 in it.
How's the difficulty compared to 4 on 1? Is 1 more difficult or is 1 easier?
1 is harder. You have a lot less stuff to work with, but the worlds are a little smaller until the end. But there's the, once you kind of understand the levels, though, the game is super easy to get through. But I mean, it's, when I first played it as a kid, it was so much fun. I spent so much time playing it and figuring things out and trying to understand the world and all this stuff, yada yada. But now that I'm older, I can literally be like, I'm going to put Pikmin over here, and then I'm going to go over this way, and then I got to do this, and then I got to do that, and I can knock down, I can beat the game in like less than 10 days in the game.
So you're saying you have a big boy brain now?
I do,
So you can do big boy things?
I'm hardcore Pikmin boy. But speaking of other things that are hardcore, Mischief Makers been on the list again too. I'm kind of scared of this one. Honestly, it seems really difficult, and I don't know if I want it to win. I will give it my best, though. I promise. Yeah. That was your second pick. Somebody else threw it up there. Jeff, you have potentially 2 picks on this list for you.
Mischief Makers always been like a fever dream to me. Like, I remember playing it as a kid, like renting it from Blockbuster and being like, what is this game?
I mean, you look what's
and
happening
then I
right
bought
now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And it's still happening. It's like, I've tried playing it several times, and I'm like, this is entertainment, I suppose.
The guy's just standing there just for you to run him over. Like, yes.
Hey man,
Shake, shake.
going out in style.
Shake, shake, shake. This game would be a good would make a good GIF for us, or not a GIF, a good whatever, whatever you call them.
Soundboard.
Emoticon thing. Oh yeah, soundboard. Shake, shake, shake. Oh my gosh,
It's treasure though.
it is treasure. That's wonderful. I think that's really cool, which I think is what makes it fun to kind of go back to, because I've played through Shantae and I've played through what's the police game they made for the DS? The two police games.
Oh, you're thinking of
Is that not
Way
Treasure?
Forward.
Oh, I am thinking of Way Forward. Wait, are they not the
Yeah.
same? Oh no.
treasure as in like
Nice.
Gunstar Heroes and Ikaruga.
Oh,
You-
okay, got it.
You really
Yeah.
don't know what you're going into now.
No, see, I told you I was scared for a reason.
But like
Let's water the flowers.
2D like sprite based game on the N64, like that wasn't that common, so pretty unique.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things that aren't unique, though, Cruisin' USA for the N64. The only thing cool about Cruisin' USA is the soundtrack.
I think I've got this one.
I literally just went through and beat all three of the Cruisin' games a few months ago, back to back, because it takes literally no time to play through them.
Oh, I do have this one.
And there's girls in it. That's a thing. See? Girls.
Censored from the arcade version, by the way.
Oh, is it for real? The arcade version is censored?
No, the N64 version is censored.
Oh, okay. The arcade
I
version
mean,
has a
this is
bikini
Nintendo.
girl,
This is a
doesn't it?
family console.
Yeah, all right. I remember.
I
got
was
this...
back around before M-rated games were on Nintendo consoles.
Oh, yeah. I got this game for Christmas when I was a kid, and that was kind of it. We played it a bunch, and there's a cheat code that you can punch in the garage at the beginning where you can unlock a bus, and you can play as a bus. That's
Like-
the only special thing about it, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything else to really do. But
Like
look,
a Volkswagen bus or a school bus?
a school bus.
Okay, now
But
I'll take it.
I do think the car choices are really colorful and vibrant, and I think they look nice, and it feels cool going fast, but it doesn't really, like, I don't know. It's just...
The
that
controls are
Sonic.
wonky, in my opinion.
Yeah, the jumping there is disgusting because the front end nose just goes straight down the second you hit a jump. There's no
That's where the
rubber
engine is.
banding. There's no rubber banding in this game either. So when you get ahead, you're ahead. Like, that's it. There's just one
Crazy
NPC that's always super duper fast. That's it. So if you get really far ahead of them or they crash or something, that's it. They're behind you. You're gonna win no matter what. The other two Cruisin' games are probably a little better just because they're longer. And in Cruisin' Exotica, your final secret race is on the moon. And that's pretty much, But Cruisin' USA, it's just, it's an arcade port. So what can you say?
What can you say about your next segue?
What can I say? There's a lot to say about Grim Fandango because this game talks. This game was made by Tim Schafer from Double Fine. This game was made by Double Fine and LucasArts. The remastered version does nothing for you, by the way. It's just commentary from the developers. So you can listen to commentary from the developers while you play the game, which is really cool if you've played the game before. Other than that, there's no autosave features. There's no nothing, it's still point and click adventure stuff. It's a puzzle. It's tough. It's hard. It's hard because there's not, in a lot of these point and click games, there's no context to how to do the puzzles and stuff like that. You play as Manny, the skeleton, the Grim Reaper, who I believe just checks in souls. I can't remember how it works exactly. But you live in a world where there's all sorts of other skeletons, and I don't think there's other monsters in it. I think it's just skeletons because you're supposed to be in hell where
Interesting.
the Grim Reapers are. and it's all like based in Mexico. So like the Day of the Dead is about to happen. Yeah, and that's when souls from hell go back to the earthly world to visit people, right? So that's what it's about, and he's like trying to find a lost soul, or somebody got something like that happened. I don't really know the whole context of it, but it's a classic, man. It's a classic point and click game. You'll be playing essentially like a archive, like a game that you're going into it. It's old. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Is this going to be like PC then, right? As far as platform, it looks like they have a
yeah,
on modern ports. It looks like for the remastered version, but okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was on like everything.
You can play it on Steam.
modern wise,
I
it
have it
is.
on Steam. I've played some of it. My recommendation is play with a walkthrough at the ready, but don't
Okay.
play with a walkthrough until you feel like you're lost. Okay? It's one of those games where you have to know to do certain things or talk to certain characters multiple times, or having a certain item out where you talk to a character, just stuff like that. It can be challenging. So just, it takes time, and if you want to play through it totally like without any help at all, you're probably gonna sink a lot of time into this game. Is all. Because I've watched a speed run of it, and the speed runs aren't even fast. So, yeah, there you go. Grim Fandango.
Okay.
I don't really have a segue for Blaster Master, but Jeff, tell us about Blaster Master. I know you've played it.
I've played it just a little bit. But yeah, it's got the overworld section where you can get in the car thing, tank thing, and then you can go into like cave areas, I guess you would, like dungeons, and then it's more of a top-down shooter. You can get some power-ups and stuff, defeat the bosses at the end of the sections. I think he might be going for one of those right now, actually.
And he's got to fight a boss. Like, oh wow, that's
Yep.
whoa.
So you have like two different gameplay styles. But yeah, lots of running and shooting.
Okay.
It's good. Big Metroid-like map, like overworld map. And then each of these are kind of the action stages within that. So it's pretty expansive for an NES game, I'd say.
This was the
That's
first.
already crazy. This NES.
I think this was the first game I suggested in the club, actually. And then Star Fox got picked. But yeah.
Yeah.
And they've made sequels to it too. But yeah, I'm ready to play through this one, but I'll do it with
And I don't-
save states, just because
I don't
wanna
think
start
it's that
over.
expensive if you want to get an actual physical copy either. It
Oh, okay.
was, they sold a ton of this one.
Yeah, yeah. I think I got mine for like $10 or $15 or something like that. So, yeah, very cool. But you know what's not cheap is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. If you want to play this one on GBA.
Aria of the Sorrow.
Aria of the Sorrow. Yes, once
Aria
again,
of the-
back on the list of options. I mean, fun game, really good. If you haven't played any of the Castlevania games like Symphony of the Night, Aria of Sorrow, the DS ones, whatever.
I don't think I've actually ever played a Castlevania, like seriously. I think I remember playing the 64 one and being
Really?
like, okay.
Oh wow!
Like I've picked them up, but I've never like beat or done anything with them.
Symphony of the Night changed the formula for Castlevania so much that that everything's kind of copied it since then. And Aria of Sorrow and Symphony of the Night are like the top two Castlevania games to play, in my opinion.
Yep.
And to
This
test
one
out
does
the
a
analog
really good
pocket.
job. This one does a really good job of showing off the Game Boy Advance hardware, I'd say, compared to the other two.
And now we can play it in collections, right? There's a bunch of collections, a couple collections out. So,
yeah.
And then this one has a sequel too on the DS, which is even harder to get, and not as fun,
Correct.
I believe. So the Aria, if you've played Symphony of the Night, I think it's better than Aria of Sorrow, honestly. Also, Aria is shorter, So if you like Aria and you want a longer experience, Symphony of the Night actually, in my opinion, kind of beats it out a little bit. So, all right, guys.
I think.
Sorry, go for it.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
ready for the
All right, I'm ready.
spin.
Trying to get the Katamari Damacy games
Spin
away
that
from each other.
wheel.
Okay, guys.
La 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 la.
All right, here we go. Let's do it. I almost don't want to look.
Oh, the meme lives on.
He's at the end.
That's too good.
Oh, that's too good.
Na 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 na. That was one I
All
didn't
right.
put a video up of. That's why I was like, why does this feel so short? Because Katamari Damacy wasn't up on the thing because I had it.
We didn't even talk about
We didn't even talk about it. I'm so sorry. Katamari Damacy got chosen, but yes. Oh my goodness, I feel so.
We all know what this is.
I feel so behind. I've ruined the entire show. Let's take it from the top, guys. Katamari's got to roll back in.
I don't know. I think it's being superseded by the fact of like how everyone even in the chat is posting about just like how the wheel hates Pikmin.
It does. We
Like
weren't.
that was just. Look how close that was.
See, what I was doing
was wild.
trying to prevent Katamari Damacy from being on the being chosen. I can't believe I didn't even put Katamari in the damn videos.
So, from what I saw, rerolls pretty much dang identical to the first game. So,
Yes. Just
that's
pick up
how
reroll.
I will be playing.
Yeah. We want to talk about Katamari really fast before we.
Do you have any general thoughts?
I used to hate this game.
I actually do want to
Hate's pretty
talk
strong.
about. Yeah, actually, we should talk about it really quick. Launch trailer. Baba. Let's just do a long play video really quick.
Okay, so it's looking like the PS2 version's around $35 ish. Not too bad. Maybe a little bit cheaper if you have worse shape.
What does reroll go for?
Rerolls, I think I just got it for some. Let's see.
There's the king in all his glory.
Reroll is $30.
Oh, okay. So
You might be able to
This
save
on
a few
Steam.
bucks on a PS2 version.
Yeah, if you've never... Wow, Dasbrat's never played a Katamari game? Goodness. Well, you're going to like Katamari. I love Katamari Damacy. I played this game a ton. It was probably like my first PlayStation game where somebody was like, do you want to know how fucked up Japan is? And I'm like, yeah, all right.
Play this game.
Yeah. Katamari Damacy was that game. They lent it to me, and I was like, I love Japan. There is a story about, the ball rolling people up, and you roll everybody up, whatever is going on, I don't know what to do. I think for a challenge for this, I say we should have everybody collect all the cousins. Presents are one thing, but there's a cousin in every stage. And sometimes there's two in the older... I don't know if there's two in every stage in this one, but... Oh yeah, the king gets drunk and destroys all the planets, and you got to fix everything. And the stars, I mean the solar system. I'm reading just the blurb there from Almonds.
Yep.
Destroys the universe. You get to roll up new planets and stars. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think collecting all the cousins, that's our challenge for this one.
Nice.
Katamari Damacy is, in my opinion, a very
Make cancer. Why?
Whoa. Oh no.
This game is dark.
I'm surprised you don't like it, Matt.
Well, like, I haven't played it for years. Like, I remember renting it from like Blockbuster, another Blockbuster thing, and being like, "Wow, this is the stupidest thing I have ever played or seen." So that's been it since then. I never played it since then.
Yeah.
So, but I did post it.
Took a few seconds for me.
Oh yeah, you got to dual stick it to go forward, and then to go super fast like that, you got to double back and forth over and over again to shoot forward, and yeah. you got to get used to some of that, and then really, I mean, it's just it's a chill game to play. You know, getting bopped around though isn't very fun. But once you get big enough and you can start like sucking everything up, then you're just like, yeah, I own you. Ah, it's just, you know, it's enjoyable. It's got an amazing soundtrack. Katamari Damacy has an incredible soundtrack. And then every game iteration after that does amazing work with all its music. I've played every single Katamari game available. And I think they're just a ton of fun. So that's why I suggested it. So this is my first game of the month suggestion getting picked.
Congrats.
In almost a year of doing this. It'll be a year in August, guys. Which is really awesome, and I'm really glad that you've all been here for this. So thanks, everybody. That was the show. I'm going to post the video tonight or tomorrow. So, yeah. All right. Bye. Enjoy Katamari.
Bye.
Bye.